actually, it's
It's
it
hard,
was
right?
fairly horrendous. I was supposed to be doing some mowing, and the lawnmower broke down, and I spent all day trying to fix that. So it hasn't been exciting.
Well, at least you had something to do.
Well, I thought tomorrow we're going to try and do a bit of a training session with everybody, and I thought it'd be quite nice to do it outside.
Good, good,
So,
good.
so that was the idea. So, how are things with you? How's your day been?
You know, Saturday, so today a bit of a rest day, really. I call it, I think, a bit of a lazy day, to be honest. So just been on
Okay.
all day, just chilling, you know, enjoying the time, laughing and joking with the missus, and just having breakfast, just literally just having a normal day, really. So that's about it.
That sounds like the kind of day it should be.
I know. Well, then again, you know, this is probably the only time we're gonna get this time for us. So why not before we go back to normality?
This is true. So, what would you normally be doing on a Saturday?
On a Saturday, well, exactly what I did today, because we train from
Okay.
Monday. We train from Monday to Friday. So sometimes Saturday I go out for a run or a jog, or if I
Yeah.
don't do it on a Saturday, I do it on a Sunday,
Hmm.
just to get my week started. So that's the way I'll be doing something at least. If I don't go for a run, then I'll spend like probably half a minute stretching,
Hmm.
just to at least just let the body just take over a little bit. To tackle the week hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see you've been doing some live broadcasting yourself there, and streaming some training sessions, which have looked quite exciting and hard work. How do you think of these ideas?
Do you know what? I try not to not do it too long, you know, because obviously when
Hmm.
we train, it can last for at least 2 hours or a bit more, you know, in our gym. So what I try to do is at least 30, 40 minutes roughly, just for
Okay.
people at home, just to sweat a little bit, you know, and hopefully just to exercise and just keep that body, should we say, rejuvenated, so they can just go by the day. When you
Yeah.
go for a whole day without doing absolutely nothing, you start feeling lethargic, you start feeling tired, your sleep patterns can change a little bit, and your
Yeah.
rates can just go downhill from there. So being active kind of helps the body just to you know, energize yourself just a little bit and just keep yourself going a little bit. So yeah, that's why I try to do these live sessions for everybody. So when they come on, we can all train together and just enjoy it. Plus it's free, so and then you can do
Yeah.
it at home as well. So yeah, so
Hmm.
that's why I just want to engage with my fans a little bit, and the people that I know that's at home finding it tough and hard, and just, you
Yeah.
know, enjoy each other's company.
So what would, in a typical day, what would you usually do for training?
So normally we train for 2 times a day. Depends what cycle we're in. Sometimes it could be 3 times. So a normal day will be in the morning. So we start at 9 o'clock, and then we finish about 11ish, we say, and then back in around about 3 or 4 o'clock in
Hmm.
the afternoon for the session. If it's 3 sessions, then it's individual in between. So we'll have a 9 o'clock to 11, come back for about 3 o'clock, half an hour individual, and then straight into conditioning session. So it's a double whammy of a session that we do.
Yeah.
So that's what my day is. It mostly looks like from a Monday to Friday perspective.
Gosh. Okay. And nutrition. What do you do for nutrition? Do you have a specific nutritionist, or is it something you have to look after yourself?
You're hitting me with the big questions. Nutrition wise, I eat out. I like to eat out. I like to try different style of cuisine. Heavyweight lifestyle. We haven't got a weight restriction, so I do tend to
Okay.
enjoy my food quite a little bit. However,
Yeah.
during the training weeks, I think it's important, like the recovery supplements that we take to recover properly, to be able to come back to training, filled and ready to go again. So these are
Hmm.
probably the aspects. So what we tend to have, we're sponsored by called High Five.
Okay.
So they have type of supplements that we take
Hmm.
for being hydrated. They have energy bars, gels as well. At the same time, we have vitamins, kind of chewable stuff that we take as well. That
Yeah.
at the same time. So when we stay on top of that, it kind of helps. And as a heavyweight, I'm allowed to take creatine. Some people tend to not to, but I'm allowed. So
Hmm.
sometimes doing like should we say an overdose of creatine in my
Yeah.
protein takes from time to time, and just to make sure my body is recovering well, and just
Hmm.
to tackle it. Because if you think about it, my muscle breaks up every single day because I'm training really hard. And
Absolutely.
if I don't take the right stuff in, you know, it can easily break down, and I could just literally, I could be in the wrong phase, and I could easily get myself injured. So I've got to make sure I put the right body at the right time. However, it does not stop me from enjoying myself to go out and enjoy a bit of food from different places. So definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So you're a heavyweight. So in that category, what weight does that go up to typically?
So we start, so in Olympic category, it says it's plus 80 upwards. That's the
Okay.
category. The normal category says 87 upwards.
Yeah.
So the Olympic category just allows the minus, just so we said, the minus 87 to be involved in the heavyweight category. So that's a mixture of the heavyweight and the minus 87 mixed together when it comes to the Olympic weight. Going up from 80, but from the 87, should we say, that's where the actual heavyweight lies on. So some people could weigh between about 95 kilos or 98 kilos, some maybe a little bit more. My weight normally is between 105. That's where normally it's a competition. So I'm always around that weight when I go into tournament. If I'm feeling a little bit too heavy, then I find myself a little bit sluggish. You know, I can't really move as much as I want to. So normally, if I maintain the, you know, the 104, 105, I can tend to do a little bit more than I want to.
So would you call the 105 then your natural weight?
I would say, yeah, 105 is where I am. And if anything beyond that, then I'm enjoying myself a little bit too much. Shall we say. So normally tend to keep that 105 because that is where I feel most strong. That is where I feel I can take a lot of impact and also give back at the same time.
Yeah, what does it feel like to get hit by somebody of that kind of weight?
Listen, you know what? There's some big hitters out there. We have heavyweight that can really hit hard. It's just I think majority of our hits, we mostly feel it in the arm because we're blocking quite a lot of the shots. And the impact of that, it can hurt. I mean, I broke my arm because of that. I don't know what they can see, but there's a scar. I've got a scar just here. Yeah. As you can see, so that was literally from like a training drill. That wasn't even competition. So there you go.
Really?
Yeah, it was just
what was that drill there, I asked?
yeah, it was just literally, you know, because when we do the drills, real situations, you know, one can attack the other person, counter, and when we go for it, we go for it. We don't hold back. And and I'm a blocker. You know, I'm a person who gives bait. I'm a person who likes to block and give back, and you just caught me just on a sweet spot, and without realizing, it got broken. I didn't even know till when the fight was done. So that's my arm was hurting. Then it got X-rayed, and we found out it was broken. So just the adrenaline was just that high. I couldn't feel it until it came down. So there are some big hitters out there, but that's why I think when you know what weight to be at and you're doing the right training, your body is at a strength where you can be able to build impact and give it.
So how long did it take to heal from that injury then?
So this, crazy enough, this was done way back in 2011. 2011 was when I broke this arm, and I didn't fully recover till maybe about 6 months. Shall we say 6 months roughly it took. I think probably this is the injury it took the longest to heal. Normally I'm a fast healer when it comes to injury, but with my arm it's quite complicated. I was literally I had fluids coming out, like sucking out against the fluid time before getting there. But me as a crazy athlete, I was still training, I was still going for it. I even went to the World Championship with the arm, still not 100%. Career. So I was just going through these phases that wasn't good for my body, wasn't to do, but these are the things that I learned from. And now my body tells me when I'm ready for certain aspect of tournaments.
Okay, so how long have you actually been training for?
How long have I?
Have you been training for?
How long have I been elite level?
Doing Taekwondo,
So I started at the elite level, age of 17. I started at 17, so I'm now 30. I'm going 30. So 17 is when I started elite level, but I started Taekwondo at the age of 8 years old. That's when I started training. That's when I started to know the arts and attribute of the sport. Funny enough, my dad didn't want to teach me the sport at the beginning because I was getting bullied quite a lot at school.
Yeah.
So yeah, bullied quite a lot at school. So in his mind, he knew if he taught me Taekwondo at that time, I was going to use it at school. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was going to if he did teach me. But however, he literally taught me the discipline aspect of what Taekwondo is about before actually teaching me the kicking aspect. And and then once I knew the discipline aspect, then he taught me how to kick. And that's when I started tournaments, local tournaments. And then from there, just literally grew and grew and grew. At the age of 17, I went to my first national championship. And we said the national head coach was there. The performance director was there. Gary Hall was there as well. So they saw me fight for the first time. And from there, where they invited me into the elite training. And I had a trial with the team.
Yeah.
So back then, it was a lack of Sarah Stevenson, Craig Brown, Romain Bailey, so these Tiger Robinson, so these were the face of our sport in our country then. So these were the people I was training with before I started making
Okay, gosh. So that must have been quite difficult then to make a transition from just training with your father to being thrown in with some elite athletes. How did you transition that?
It's not easy. It's not easy. You know, when you're going from training 2 to 3 times a week to training twice a day, full on, you know, from Monday to Friday, the body reacts. It reacts very quickly. So back then, the transitioning was very hard because we were just put in straight into the deep end. It wasn't controlled as how it is today, where they kind of lean you into it slowly until you're fully capable of doing 2 sessions a day for a period of time. So yes, you just really it was a mental strength really. You had to really just fight with yourself and just put yourself through it, and whatever the outcome, you gotta be consistent with it and just stick in there. Nowadays with our athletes, I wouldn't suggest that's the right way to do it. I think the best way to do it is to ease them into that. You know, maybe for at least like 3 or 4 weeks or so, just take like a session back, and then when you feel like they can, just add another session on there, and it's just purely increasing the session until they feel like they're capable of doing 2 sessions a day.
Okay, so typically, if I was a child now and I'm thinking, you know what, I'd really love to be in the Olympics one day. Yeah. That was the dream. What would the journey be? How could I get there?
I have to say you gotta really start from somewhere. Basically, if this is what you really want, and you really want to be Olympic champion, you want to be the best at anything, then really you gotta put your mind and determination onto it. You gotta know where to go, which training partners you're gonna need, who you want in front of you. When you're in your training space, you want to have the person the best fighter. You can't just be training with the likes of people who you're going to easily get away with. You're going to train with the people who are going to push you, even if it's your best friend. If it's your best friend, you know that's going to be the person in front. You got to stand in front of him every single day to the point where you feel like you can take on people. You want to be fighting the best fighters in the gym, and once you do that, that is where should we say your abilities will increase from there. And then from there, put yourself into a tournament that you know that is going to be tough. But you need to be going back to this tournament regularly to see where you can get to. And once you get to that opportunity, get yourself out into the international competition. Get yourself out to the regional areas where the competition lies. And then hopefully once you're gaining those type of experience and the national championship comes, put yourself in. And you can probably start with should we say the novice and stuff, and then but once you get into the elite and then fight in those type of competitions to the point where you become the best in that category, and then you can prove yourself into the later stage. So there's a journey that you've got to take, but it all starts at the club. If you don't do the right stuff with the club, then you will find it will be very hard by the time you get to the elite stage. So really and truly, you got to really start from the beginning. Quick story, right? When I was little, for training at my dad's club, and there was an athlete there. I don't know whether if he's watching or not. It's called Zohib, and he was the person I used to look up to. He was a black belt at the time. I was only a green belt. And I remember every Wednesday, I used to go to that training session after school. So I used to call Wednesday Doomsday, basically because I used to just get beaten up by this guy every single Wednesday. I go in, he's standing there and he's like, yeah, fresh meat, come in. And that is what I was like for him. And to the point I used to say to my dad, I said, Dad, why are you taking me into these classes where, you know, I'm just going to get beaten up? He said, no, I want you to be in front of that guy every single time, because that is the only place you're going to learn how to become a fighter. Because if you run away from these type of fights, you're going to be running away for the rest of your life. So really and truly, every Wednesday when I go in, I try. It took some time, but I kept trying. And, you know, as we say, you get older, you get a little bit stronger, and next minute you think, hang on a minute, now I can test you a little bit. And that is what I got to, until I was able to give him a little bit of a challenge. Then I started pushing my gains a little bit and start pushing my weight about. But if I run away from that challenge, then I wouldn't know where this sport would have took me.
Oh, and where is he now?
Well, now he's still training. Now he's at home. I'm 10 times bigger than him, 10 times stronger than him. I don't think he wants to stand in the ring with me anymore.
You don't think you'll catch him on the Olympic square?
Whenever I see him, I say, "Do you want to have a test match?" He's like, "No." He knows, but it was thanks to him. You know, without the likes of him being there in my childhood era, then I wouldn't know what type of a challenge that would need in my career to get me to where I am today.
So who else do you admire on the world stage? So that's someone you locally.
A lot of athletes. You know, there's a few out there that I watch. Growing up, I used to watch the likes of the 58s. I used to watch the likes of the 68s. I was a heavyweight at the time. I used to want faster players. I grew up in the old school era Taekwondo, meaning the World Championship in 2005 in Madrid, the European Championships 2004 in Germany, Bonn. So these are the videos that I used to watch when I was growing up. So like of Vital Baroque, Jean T, was Tunka, to watch him quite a lot. Servette used to watch him a lot as well. And I used to love watching the training, how they train, the intensity that they bring onto the mat when they're doing pad works, the way that they move and exchange loads of kicks. So yeah, I used to love watching these because I wanted to be quick, I wanted to be fast, I wanted to be agile, I wanted to be able to do combinations. So at a young age, my mindset was to be fast as a heavyweight. It wasn't something I built. It was because of my mind of being fast every single time in training, to do combos, to fight like a lighter weight, heavyweight style. And that is how I wanted to apply myself in the ring when I fight against the heavyweight category.
Well, presumably, if you were watching these guys when you were growing up, they would have been old style Taekwondo.
That's right.
How do you think that compares now to the new style Taekwondo?
It's completely different. You know, sport's always evolving. There's always going to be something. Someone's going to always catch on to something different, and everybody will be doing it very, very similar. Nowadays, when you watch our sport, there's a lot of the checks, a lot of the front legs going on, where people are using that as the as the momentum to fight. But that's the style now. And maybe in 10 years' time, when you come back to our sport, you'll probably see there'll be a new generation, something completely different to what we was doing, and that is what's happening to our sport. So for the old school people, it's kind of hard if you don't adapt, because some people literally career was over when the new style came in. You know, before it used to be, you know, the short fighters, you was rapid, quick, explosive. Now they're all looking like the Green Giant. You know, they're all lanky, long legs, long limbs, and the successful ones. You know, these are the ones who are finding ways of how to fight in this style, and that's the era that we're in. But it does not mean that the old school can't still be applied. Like, it can still be applied in the right way. If you train and if timing that's effective, it's definitely applied, and it can definitely work 100%.
There's been a rumor that I've heard over the last sort of couple of years that there's going to be an introduction of both the WT style and also ITF style in the Olympics. Have you heard anything about this?
I have not. I have not actually heard about this, but that could be interesting. Like I said, sport's always evolving, and if it evolves to the point where it's going to be interesting for the fans to watch and spectators going to love to see that type of collision, then why not? You know, the sport is open-minded, trying different things. We saw at the end of the year that even our dough book changed to something completely different.
Yeah.
Everybody just got involved into it. So we're not phased, you know. I think everybody's going to be ready to know what's going to come towards us, and we're just going to literally try it out and see what happens.
Okay, and when you're coming up to an Olympics, do you have a specific program? Are you working, you know, for the 4 years prior? Do you say, okay, in year one I'll do this, in year two I'll be doing this, and so on, or is it literally just training as normal and you step it up in the last 6 months?
Yeah, the coach normally adapts to our situation. As a Muslim athlete, you know, our calendar can adjust this a little bit, our training plan. So for the last couple of years, should we say, my preparation sometime it was in between Ramadan period, you know, when it was a fasting period, and me growing up, I don't suggest everybody out there to do this. This is what my dad coached me into. My dad coached my body as a young person to be able to train and fast and still be able to maintain a high level of standard of training. So I started as a young age, and that's my father. The point when I came to the elite level, I was still able to adapt my training even whilst I'm fasting. People think it's crazy. People think, how is this possible? I just think because when the body is trained to a certain way where it doesn't need to be affected anyway, you can still be able to do your training to the highest ability and still be able to fast. However, it's not the best condition to be in, but it's still doable. But it's just how your body can cope. So my coach essentially in my program in the year. Let's say the World Championship is around Ramadan, then probably I might be finding myself training in the early hours in the morning rather than on in the afternoon, because that is where the food is stored in my body. I can still be able to train because I'm filled up and ready to rock and roll. But in the evening is where I just die off a little bit. So they tend to just let me off in the afternoon. So all the training is done in the morning rather than in the evening. So so they never change the intensity. It's always going to be the same. They always push to the maximum during the type of period. So it's all about how you manage your time frame, really. But there is a hell of a lot of training to do. There's a concept of SC. Sometimes the session will be from 2 to 3 times more than what is supposed to be. The hours will be a little bit more longer than usual. We'll have so the body is kind of battered, but it's battered in the right way. So by the time it's closer to the Olympic Games, you have that taper where you get the body fine. It's different, and relaxed and chill. Those type of training session. Sometimes you will find out the tournament we could train right through. So meaning, let's say we've got the Belgium Open in the next couple of weeks. We won't reduce the intensity. We'll carry the intensity. Go to the tournament whether we're fatigued or not, but our limbs still a little bit tired, shall we say. It's just because we're prioritizing the big not prioritizing those type of tournaments. But mind you, as a champion, you're gonna go out there and absolutely smash it. But if you lose, that's because you're going up in the right direction. That's how we normally peak for our big tournaments.
And how does it feel to fight on that large stage with all that support behind you and the crowd and all the rest of it? Give me a bit of insight to the feeling when the ref blows the whistle and bows you in.
Well, I don't know if you know my nickname is Showtime. That's me.
Yeah.
You know, so when I get in the ring, I just do me. And as soon as I say the ref goes, know that I'm gonna bring hell towards to you. That's how my mentality has always been. I've never run away or shy away from any fight. You know, I will give 110% in every fight. And all my opponents know, like as soon as that bell goes, the ref says go, yeah, I'm coming at you. I'm coming at you at all angles. I'm kind of coming at you any type of combination. I don't really think about anything. It just comes out, and that is the best way to be when you're in the ring. You know, when you start overthinking things, you kind of paralyze yourself a little bit. You know, like my coach says, he said you're paralyzed by analyze. So you act too much to the point where you find yourself too popped out to fight. When really and truly, when you're in training, you let all the kicks out. You enjoy yourself. You have fun. So all of that you do in training, bring into the ring. Don't think. Just let your legs go. Let your legs do the talking. You know, some ideas might be crazy in your mind. Bang it out. Don't even think about it. And that's where the spontaneous of yourself comes out. That is where you surprise yourself sometimes. Sometimes I do kicks and I'm thinking, where the hell did that come from? You know, but it comes out because I didn't think about it. I just literally did it. It came in like, right, I'm gonna do it. I don't care how it pan out, but I'm gonna do it. The kick that I did against the Russian heavyweight in Morocco, which everybody's paying around, the reverse to the body, I did not plan to knock him out with that kick. It was not like, right, I'm gonna spin like this and it's gonna hit his head. No, I did the spin and his head happened to be there.
Okay.
So it was just it was not something I planned. It just happened and it won the fight for me. So these type of things can happen. So really and truly, my advice to everybody out there: don't think. Just let your legs go. Let your legs do the talking. You do it in training. You train hard. You have fun with it. And you do these crazy kicks that you think, how do people do it? If you can do it out. You know, don't be shy.
So you're saying that when you're in the ring, then everything's organic?
Yeah, for me, it is. Everything that I do is my mind's telling me just to do it. I think of the action, I prep the action, and I take the risk. You know, that's the three things I do. And every single time I'll take the risk. Every single time I'll take the risk. I won't even think twice. If I don't take risk, I won't get no rewards. You know, as a heavyweight, as we say, we do get tired. You know, and we'll be scared when we're tired. Me, I don't mind getting tired. I put myself through to get tired. And to the point, if I'm tired, I know the rewards will come. You know, so I want to wear out my opponent and be able to train them out, if I can. If it goes against me, when I lose by this point, it don't matter. I'll come back, I will readjust, and I'll do it again because I know this is what works. This is how I fight. And if the opponent can't be able to keep up with that, then that's their doing. But as long as I'm doing me, and as long as I'm happy on doing me, then that's all that matters.
Okay, and so obviously you know Jade and Bianca and the rest of the team. Do you ever all train together? Do you challenge each other?
Oh,
or is it girls together and boys together? How does it work?
Well, we have sometimes we have a group session where it's all together, where we all train together, the girls and the boys. But normally it's separate, where the boys have their own pods and the girls have their own pods. But we do come together to do training session, and when we do come together, the girls they do mean business, you know, because that's the opportunity to, you know, to boast, shall we say, to almost trying to get the better of the boys. And they do push it, and it's good, you know. They want that challenge, and they get it back, they get that challenge back. And I think that's the fun of our group, really, because we all bounce off each other, we all bounce each other, and that is why probably we're one of the best team in the world, because of what we do in the gym and how we motivate on a day-to-day basis. And it's a tight, quiet little unit that we have, you know. We go out, we enjoy each other's company, we have food together. Sometimes invite them to come to my house, and we just have a big gathering. You know, so it's a tight of a unit. And right now, it's quite hard because we're not seeing each other to train anymore because of what's going on in the world. But however, we're still in contact. We're still taking you know, advice and whatnot. And you know, everybody's in good shape. Everybody's at home. Everybody's created a little gym in their own pod. You know, so everybody's doing something. So yeah, but we are a tight unit.
And when you're normally training, do you use combination of weights? Is it mainly pads? How does that training regime work? How do you build the power?
So mine basically consists of both. So we have SNC and Taekwondo, but we also have conditioning as well. Conditioning is more to, you know, get the lungs going a little bit. to get to the point where you are in that lactic acid area, be able to push. So yeah, predominantly what you have heavyweight. So have a contrast with the free training session. You will find that a lot of heavyweights will tend to do a little bit of weight training strong. Basically because obviously our factor of what we take will be a lot of weight training that we do, and also the joints and knees, you know, and the ankles, and that needs to be a little bit mobile to be able to do the actions that we do on a day-to-day basis. So for me personally, what I tend to do is mostly S&C 4 times a week, with Taekwondo combined those sessions as well. So it might be S&C in the afternoon or in the morning, and the conditioning vary from 2 to 3 times a week in the S&C program. So that's what we tend to do. But when we do the conditioning session, we tend to do like a block individual training Taekwondo before we go straight into our conditioning sessions.
Okay, and what sort of equipment do you have? Is it the standard equipment that everybody else uses, or do you have some little bit of mystery equipment?
Oh, we got the creme, baby. You know, we got the machine in there, we got the monkey bars in there.
Okay.
You know, but we're lucky. We're very lucky. You know, Gary Hall, he's done a fantastic job. You know, from where the sport was to where it is today. He's implemented a lot of stuff, you know, from the youngsters to the seniors, and the facility that we have today is out of this world. It's you know, but we deserve it because we used to train in between supermarket. I'm not even kidding. This is what we had a Taekwondo gym in between the supermarket, closed off, but nobody knew that it was there. It was just a small little space with a little bit of a gym on the back with mats to train on, and that's what we had for a long period of time. And then now UK Sport and Manchester Council came together to be able to create a gym specifically for us, where we have a big hall Taekwondo mat, and we have a big S&C gym, and it's got the high spec of equipments in there. We have professional footballers come to train at our gym, and the public do use it as well from different time when we're finished with it. We have a recovery bathtub in there, a hot and cold tub as well to recover, and we have the physio in one place. So everything is in one place for us. So yeah, it's an amazing facility that we have. We are absolutely lucky to be in such.
Excellent. And you briefly mentioned the juniors there. So what talent have we got coming through?
Oh,
you see that's going to be on the podium?
Oh, we're seasoning those kids up. They're coming. They are coming. But the kids are doing fantastic. They are doing very, very good. So we have the likes of a talent that we have. So the squad will have a team where they look for talent in different sports. Like, I'm talking people who are doing karate, different types of art, and they invite them in to do like should we say like an X Factor, and have stages where they go through, and some of these talented athletes come through that, and they end up joining the team. You know, the likes of Damon Samson, he came from the talented ID. Charlie Maddock, who was in the team before, came from the talent ID as well. We got Madison Moore, she's there now as well, doing great. So we have different athletes that come from the talent ID, and they come in and they do so great WT cycle. So that's how they're doing it. Plus we have our youngsters who are coming up, and they have like a training every now and then because they've got to fit in school at the same time. And while they're doing it, they are well after. So they gradually build them up until they are ready to go into the senior team. So it's kind of like a academy that's really structured from grassroots right up to the squad.
And what sort of age are they taken in from and trained up to that level then? So
normally, like for the likes of the youngsters, so they have a household of youngsters who, if they make it into the elite squad, they're normally from the age of 16 years old. And in the elite squad, anything below that age, they tend to be saved just a little bit in the own environment until they are ready to come into the academy. But we do have the cadets in a different structure to the junior squad. The development squad roughly come up to, should we say, from 13, 15, roughly. So that age bracket is more youngsters, and then from the age group upwards, we tend to, if they are already come to the senior squad, they have got their own sector to come into the after that.
Okay, and Team GB, so yourself and Jade and Bianca, what sort of things do you do for youngsters to sort of motivate them and get them inspired? Do you go out on tours? What sort of things do you do?
Well, UK Sport, literally, they make us do 5 appearances volunteering, so we got to do that every single year. So probably either the school come into our gym or we go to them. So we tend to go into schools, we go into colleges, you know, even companies sometimes, speak to them, put a session on, you know, a Q&A for them as well. So as a unit, we have an obligation to actually do those should we say, them inspiring role, because we have a choice to do that, but we love it, we enjoy it. But after those 5, some of us do extra. Some of us do tend to go beyond doing the 5 volunteering jobs. So yeah, so it could be anywhere in our country, really. So we could be asked to go to a different place, and we have to go there. So do that quite a lot.
Okay, and do you ever have to train abroad, or is everything UK based?
It depends. Sometimes we do tend to train abroad. Korea is the spot for us that we tend to go, especially our boss loves the kimchi out there. So we tend to go to Korea quite a bit. We're supposed to go this year for our training camp, but unfortunately, everything's been closed down. So yeah, that's the place we normally go to for our training camp. Or if we don't go training camp, we tend to invite people to come over to our gym. I think that's the luxury we have now, to be able to invite people over, come and train with us, and people tend to enjoy to come. As an individual, I think we want to go to Mallorca, to Ramos Club, train him, because he has fantastic athletes there that are with, and we get along well with, and also they're my close friends, and it's kind of like a close brotherhood that we have there. So when we get trained together, it's quite nice, because it's war, it's physique, it's everything, and we tend to have like probably every year I need a training camp with them. Not then they come over to me, and we get it on that way.
Okay, and a lot of elite athletes are usually very good sportsmen. So have you ever done any other sports, or is Taekwondo your only thing?
I used to play football.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to play football. So basically, I had to choose between being a professional footballer and Taekwondo. So I was playing semi-pro at the time. And then when I was playing semi-pro, I was playing for a team that could have eventually gone into the professional direction. But I chose Taekwondo because it was the only sport that I could say was me. It was all about me in the ring. I didn't need to rely on other players. Football, like you need 11 players to be up to scratch to be able to get that W. But if one or two of you are not, one or two of you are not ready for that, then yeah, you can kind of blame people. But in Taekwondo, you really can't. It's you that does the job. If you lose, it's on your hand. If you win, you've done the job for it. So I kind of admire that more. Plus, at the same time, my father was a great champion as well in my sport. So I really look up to him because he is my motivator. He's my role model. So I wanted to emulate what he's done in the sport, and then give him that name. So I had to really just push football to one side and just focus on that. I know a lot of people out there thinking I must be crazy to put football to one side and go to Taekwondo, but I believe if I didn't do Taekwondo, I would be the person who I am today.
Okay. And your dad, I mean, you talk about your dad a lot. So
yeah.
How long did he train for? And what dan grade was he?
My father, my father is a 4th dan.
Okay.
He's a 4th dan, and his history started in the Ivory Coast in our sport. So even till today, when I go back to the Ivory Coast, it's just stories about my dad when he was a heavyweight fighter. How he used to knock out his opponent, how he used to be smart around his opponent, and how he used to pick and choose which moment to annihilate his opponent. These are the stories I hear when I go out there. These are the stories my father don't even tell me sometimes. He tells me like a thing or two, you know, like a few stories, but he wouldn't tell me everything. But whenever I go back to the Ivory Coast, everybody's talking about, now your dad, he used to do this to people. We don't know how he used to do that. And after that, I was thinking, yeah, this is my dad. He doesn't tell me this. He doesn't tell me all that. But when I hear that, that's what motivated me. They used to have like a company of a team. So it was used to be a company that used to sponsor them to be able to go to these tournaments. So they used to have like a league type of thing back then in the Ivory Coast, and he was the #1 contender in the Ivory Coast in time. And so yeah, when I heard all of this, I was like, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to.
It's in the genes.
Yeah, literally, this is what I was focusing to do.
Yeah, is he still teaching now? Has he still got a school?
Yes, he has. So
can I go and do a session with him? There, I do a session with him.
Yeah, he just literally reopened a club not far in Streatham Common with kids and stuff. So he's doing that down there. Chill Voice Taekwondo is called. And yeah, so feel free if you want to join in once this corona issue is gone down and it's all safe now. But feel free to join in whenever you want.
Somebody's just touching in here saying that he was the best in Norway as well.
That's gotta be my mentor. Richie. Yeah, that's my mentor right there. Yeah, so my dad went from the Ivory Coast to Saudi Arabia, and then from Saudi Arabia went to Norway, and then from Norway into England. So that was part of his journey, and yes, he was a Norwegian champion as well.
Hey, you missed that secret out.
Yeah, he just literally, I was like Ivory Coast because that's what I was yeah, Norwegian champion as well, because he went to that side of the world before coming to England. Yeah, and
I'm presuming he's retired from competition now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he can't. My dad's old now. He can't be involved. But I'm sure he'll take a man or two on. I'm sure he will. But he's always like giving me advice. He's always by the phone. He's always, you know, still involved in my development still. So yeah, he's I think it does run in the family, our sport. You know, my uncle did it, you know, my sisters as well. My sisters, sorry, my aunties, they got involved. Well, my little sister is doing it now as well. She started doing it, and she said she wants to be my successor. I told her good luck. I said to her, good luck. I said you will find out in a couple of years' time you still want to do this. But everybody's getting involved in our sport, so it is a family heritage.
No, that sounds superb. And yeah, I was going to ask you about this silver medal. What did it feel like to just get pipped at the post? What was that feeling like?
It was overdue. I keep saying to people, it's overdue. You know, it's kind of weird because, you know, when you're seen as a great fighter, but in your mind you're not there yet because you haven't achieved what you want to achieve as yet. You know, so I'll keep telling everybody, it's great being acknowledged as one, but it's another thing when the achievement doesn't speak for it as well. So like I always said, like as a fighter, you really want to be getting those big medals. You really want to be getting into, you know, the championship round, as we call it. And that is what I always strive for. You know, there's still medals out there that I've not won that I still want to get. You know, the European Championship is missing in there. You know, Olympian game is missing in there. So they're the two things I need to really jump on. So I have an opportunity now to be able to get that. You know, I've got a World Championship next year and the Olympics as well in the same year as that. So that'll be an opportunity again. So we had the opportunity to be able to win the European Championship this year, but I got cancelled as well. So yeah, so I'm definitely just pushing through, and then hopefully we should get those medals that we look for.
And you know, as you're saying, I mean, this year everything stopped. So we don't know how long for.
Yeah.
So how are you going to be able to keep that mindset 150% when we're going to have such a lapse between both our training and competition?
Listen, I'm African. It can't never stop. It can never stop. You know, it don't matter how old you are. It just can't
Yeah.
stop. You gotta keep going. Like my dad always says to me, when you do something, you do it to the best of your ability. And if you can't, and if you want to stop halfway through, remember why you started. So that's always been my mind frame. You know, whatever I decide to go down to, know that I'm gonna give it 150%. You know that I'm gonna be the person that's gonna be indicating, motivating every single day. And if you're in a room of people, know that if you're gonna be the person who's gonna cram the whole team, I'm gonna pick you up. I'm that person. I want to push through. I want to be successful in anything that I do. So my mentality is never gonna change. It might probably get tired a little bit as I get older. Know that, but know that the mind frame is always going to be the same. It's always going to be the same. When I see my fellow athletes, you know, from different countries and whatnot, when I see them unhappy or sad or whatnot, it gets to me. I feel like I need to speak to them. I feel like I need to motivate them to more just keep pushing through, because that's the type of love that I've since a young age, and that's how I want to share it to every single one of you. We can all be able to do anything if we put our mind to it. It's easy saying it, but it's really true at the same time. Everyone, you know, even you know, there's things you probably still want to achieve. There's things that you haven't planned that you want to get to. I'm 100% sure you won't stop till you get there, because that's the aim and objective. Like again, getting there, it's about planning, structuring, knowing what exactly you need to go to, what you need to do on a day-to-day basis, and being consistent. When you do that, you get attention.
This is true. Never a truer word spoken. And you're absolutely correct. So okay, I do Taekwondo, but I also run a business. So that's what I do full time.
There you go.
And absolutely, with the virus happening, you're sort of thinking a lot of people are getting depressed and they don't know what to do, and their minds are starting to switch off.
Yeah.
And actually, you know, the self-isolation, I see it as a motivator. What it does is it just changes the mindset.
Yeah, absolutely.
So absolutely. I think to myself,
if you put it into perspective, right now your body is healing, your mind is healing. You're not waking up every day to a busy rush schedule. You know, you're allowing your body to rest a little bit more longer that it's been asking for. You're interacting with your family a bit more, because all those time that's been lost, we're probably regaining those time now at the moment. So these are the things that we probably don't look at, because we were so used to engaging our work so much that we find 9 to 5 the norm, and then now it's not the norm. You don't know what to do with yourself. No, you actually allowing yourself to have a little bit of a break. You're allowing yourself to be able to rejuvenate your body, so when you are able to go to normality, you can be able to tackle those things. For all athletes, it's the same things as well. You know, we've been battering our body for God knows how long, and all of a sudden we've been told, you know what, we're gonna allow you to have the Olympics next year. I'm like, hell yeah. You know, let my body rest a little bit so I can go again. I'm not sad about the fact that I'm not going to be able to show the 4 years work. No, it just allows me to be able to get my body in the right shape, let all my injuries heal, let my mind frame relax a little bit, no pressure, and then when it's time to go, I'll start the engine again. So all the positives are there. I think right now, everybody should look at the positive rather than negative, you know, because I'm sure by the time when the rush hour kicks in, we're going to all be like, do you guys remember the quarantine time when we were home?
Yeah.
You know, I wish we were back there, you know. Yeah. So that is what we're going to be saying when we go back. So like what I say to everybody, enjoy the comfort that you have now. Enjoy the moment that you have now, where you'll be able to, you know, work on something, work on your weaknesses, plan things that you didn't plan before. Structure, you know, these are the time to be able to, you know, have a one-to-one with yourself, shall we say. Because we probably might not get this opportunity again, and just look at the positive within that, and just push through.
Those are great and inspiring words, and absolutely, I agree with you 100%. Because I suppose from the martial arts perspective, we have the tenets of Taekwondo, and the self-control and the indomitable spirit.
Absolutely.
You know, these things are now coming forward more. This is why we started this this initiative here, and just to show people that actually we're all on quarantine, but we're all dealing with it in different ways.
We are.
And a lot of martial artists that I'm seeing over Instagram, they're training every day. They're using it as an opportunity. They're going online. So this is a question I asked Ariella yesterday, and I'll ask you the same thing. Now we're seeing all these changes, and more people are open to the mindset of online training. Do you think that Taekwondo will change in the future?
I think
to accommodate that.
It's gave him an idea. It's gave him an idea to be able to extend their reach. You think about it, right? For clubs, all the clubs around the world, we're based in going into schools, clubs, and doing these private sessions and having a one-to-one. They're great as well. Now it's gonna make them think about, what about those kids who don't want to come out the house? What about those adults who don't want to come out the house because they have such a busy lifestyle? So now you can put on, your live screen on there, and you'll be right. You probably this is a business idea for people out there to probably call in and say, I'm doing private session now online. You don't need to leave your home. We can do a FaceTime call. You're in your house, and then we can do a training from where you are. And then you do your session at home, you're in your comfort zone, and then you can go about your business. These are the people who like to rush and go about their business and whatnot. But these are the ideas now it's going to probably create, because everybody's now what we call it, Zoom. Is it called? Zoom. Everybody's on Zoom now.
We're all Zooming.
That's the new favorite app. Everybody's on now. Everybody's on House Party now as well. So these are the things people are going to now because of the situation that we're in. And I think once we go back to our normality, these are the ideas that we have now. We have the access to technology where now we can probably extend our reach further now to just rather than having a one-to-one contact. So yeah, it's definitely going to change. If anything, for the better. If anything, it's probably going to help those who don't exercise as much. I've not seen so many people running from such a long period of time. My neighbors who I normally see go to work, you seen them running now. I've never seen them run before, because now they've been given the opportunity to exercise. They're out there running, and sometimes maybe twice as much as what they should be, but because they're bored out of their head, this is the only thing that they can do. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. They recognize that they need to change some aspect of how they live. So yeah, definitely. I think now that people are doing this, it's definitely going to change our sport. It's definitely going to help, if anything. And I think this is going to be more of a gain than anything else. So with that said, I'll be looking forward to these personal sessions that you're going to line up for me, so I can learn a few of your secrets without anybody else knowing. You know what? The idea of actually being online now actually opens my mind of actually doing things for people on my page, because I actually believe I wasn't doing enough before. When you only speak to a few people here and there through the DM, and it's quite hard because you get so many messages and you can't talk to everybody. But now being able to be on live helps quite a lot. And maybe I might be able to do like a live training session during the week, so everybody can come to. I have to at a specific time, and we can all be together and do a training during my busy schedule. That's something I can give back now. That's how I give back to the people who's been supporting me. And if it does help them from their busy schedule to train from home, then that's something I probably might have to schedule in and do every now and then for the pupil.
Well, if you're happy to communicate with us the dates and times that you're willing to do these sessions, then we'd be more than happy to promote that on our page and get loads of people having a go at it.
No, 110%. This is definitely something what we can do, and I know for a fact coaches are thinking this business idea. We're gonna be creaming it in now. He said we can't wait till this quarantine is over. But hey, that's the motivation. That's something to look forward to. You know,
Yeah.
because this opens our mind, and that is why I say quarantine is probably the best thing for us right now, for the whole population. You know, the whole world is kind of healing. You know, I even heard the other day that pollution has gone down because everybody's at home. You know, better weathers now for everybody around the world. I've never seen so much sunshine in Manchester. Normally it rains here quite a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and and sometimes I wake up in the morning to watch the sunrise. I don't usually do these times. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I love seeing the sunrise. I love seeing the day come up before the day even gets started. And these are the things I'm doing that I didn't do before. So I appreciate the time that we're in right now. And I think everybody should really take advantage, whether if it's going to be 2, 3, 4 weeks. It doesn't matter how long it takes, just as long that you have a plan, structure, you have something that you can look forward to for when this quarantine is over, and you allow yourself to be able to rejuvenate your mind and your body and spirit, and then tackle it when you're alive.
Well, I would love it if when all the quarantine is over that you could come down and have a chat to my school, and maybe we get a few more people over at the same time, and just give them a bit of motivation, and because what I'm sure will happen, which is unfortunate, but I think will happen, is that a lot of schools will lose members. Now, this is going to be an unfortunate thing, because actually, as you well know, a routine is really important, especially in martial arts. And when somebody sees a gap in their training, you've got to be of a certain mindset to make sure that you come straight back. And if you don't, then you start making up excuses. Okay?
Yeah, that's true. And it's absolutely true. And you know what? I think for businesses, you know, even my business also is going to take a hit also at this period of time, because we know obviously we're going to be losing members, we're going to be losing athletes as well at the same time. So it's hard, but this is the only thing I can say for those who have their own business. When you started your business, it wasn't easy. It was hard, you know. And at the same time, you got to a point where now, should we say, you're accumulating and you're getting the means of your hard work. Okay. Now, I've always said hard work is always going to have journeys, and it's going to have a rocky path. We didn't plan this. Probably some people wasn't prepared for this. You know what I mean? But this is where it's going to be for those who are mentally strong and you are mentally stable to be able to handle this rocky path. You know, because if you're able to handle this right now, trust me, you'll be able to handle anything when anything comes along. People have lost companies, people have lost money, people
We're going to have to.
Right. Hi guys, here he is.
Sorry, that little break in transmission there.
The funny thing is, right? What's going on?
There's a dude down the roof over there, and everyone in the area is like dancing at the windows.
This is what's going on right now.
Oh my God. They've got smoke machines, lights. It's like, everybody make some noise. Woo! Oh my God, it's so good.
I told you, everybody's gonna find a way of how to just bring normality about their life. In this, and I think that this is probably the best time for every single human being. We are in a situation that no one was prepared for. Everybody's coming with all these conspiracies, the government, and all of that malarkey. Okay, put all of that to one side. Okay, think about you. Think about what do you need. How can you How can you build your own structure? How can you work the problems that you are going through? And these are the things at the time that you can be able to, should we say, solve all those problems right now.
Well, Sho, this has been great. I'm so happy that.
I think you're getting a few middle fingers from someone right now. I think.
Well, he'll be banned shortly.
I think he's not enjoying this time that he's in right now. All I can say to you, thank you for the middle fingers, but everybody's living well and we're all healthy, okay?
Yes. So as I was saying before, we were rudely interrupted by this guy. It's been great being able to share those memories and for you to spend some time giving people a little bit of an insight of what it's like to be an Olympian, and how dedicated you are to the sport. And hopefully everybody's got something from this and they've got a bit more of an understanding of what it takes. So thank you for giving us your time. Really appreciate that. And as I said before, certainly when this is all over, it would be great to meet up and have a chat face to face and see if we can do something in the future.
I would love that. That's my missus, by the way, screaming, shouting outside to the music. I think her night just started for her.
Excellent.
Listen, this is what I'm dealing with right now. I don't know if you can see her outside. There she is. So, but yeah, no.
Saturday night.
I look forward to meeting up and exchanging our thoughts and hopefully work together in the near future. But 100%. But to all your readers and viewers, stay positive, stay safe, and keep training as much as you can in your own home. And don't allow any negativity to bring you down. You know, deal with it, accept it, and then hopefully, God willing, we'll all come out this in the best of condition.
Absolutely. This has been Showtime. Go and give him a follow. Go and check his page out. Yes, just some great stuff.
TKD. Follow me, and then don't worry. I'm definitely not bougie. I will definitely try and answer you back to your questions 110%. By the way, Obama is going to be doing a Q&A at 10 o'clock British time. Okay. And he said he's going to be in English, French, and Spanish. So I suggest you go and join him there. It's quite funny. If you get a question wrong, he cuts you off straight away. So come prepared.
Okay.
Come prepared.
I'm going to check that out. Yeah, great to see you. Taekwondo.
You take care. God bless.
We'll speak again. Thanks again.
God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so hope you enjoyed that interview there with Showtime. We're just going to finish off. So tomorrow we've got Victoria Stamber, who's also been chosen for the Olympic team. So we're going to have a chat with her. So tune in tomorrow, probably roughly around the same time. And if you've got any questions, either DM them or when we put the post on, just put them on the end of the post and we will ask tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, around 12 o'clock UK time tomorrow, going to do a training session with everybody. So join in if you like. Hopefully it'll be a good one. Taekwondo.